The Prayer of Saint Ignatius has guided hearts for centuries. Its words are simple, yet they carry great power. They invite us to trust God more deeply. They remind us that true peace comes from surrender. Not surrender to fear, but surrender to the loving will of God. Take a slow breath. Quiet your mind. Set aside every distraction. Allow your heart to become still. This is a sacred moment, a moment to listen, a moment to pray, a moment to remember that God is near. He has always been near, even when life felt uncertain, even when answers seemed far away, even when hope was difficult to find. God remained faithful. Saint Ignatius understood this. He knew that life would bring challenges. He knew there would be seasons of joy. He also knew there would be seasons of struggle. Yet through every season, God never changes. His love remains constant. His mercy never ends. His grace is always enough. Today, whatever you are carrying, bring it before the Lord. Bring your fears, bring your questions, bring your hopes, bring your gratitude, bring your weakness, bring your dreams. Nothing is too small, nothing is too great. The Lord welcomes every sincere heart. He does not turn away those who seek Him. He receives them with love. He receives them with compassion. He receives them with open arms. Saint Ignatius prayed with honesty. He did not pretend to have all the answers. He simply placed his life into God's hands. That is where true freedom begins, not in controlling everything, but in trusting the one who holds everything. Perhaps today your heart feels heavy. Perhaps you are waiting for a breakthrough. Perhaps you are praying for someone you love. Perhaps you simply long for peace. Know this: God hears every prayer, even the quiet ones, even the prayers spoken through tears, even the prayers that never become words, completely. He understands what you cannot explain. He sees the future that you cannot see. He walks beside you every step of the way. The prayer of Saint Ignatius reminds us to let go of anything that keeps us from God, not because God wants to take away our joy, but because He wants to give us something greater: His peace, His wisdom, His everlasting love. He invites us to trust Him completely, not only when life is easy, but also when life becomes difficult. Trust grows little by little. It grows through prayer. It grows through quiet moments. It grows through daily faithfulness. Saint Ignatius knew that the human heart often becomes distracted. Our minds become busy. Our schedules become full. Our worries become loud. Yet God's voice remains gentle. He does not shout. He patiently calls us closer. He says, "Come to me. I know your burdens. I know your fears. I know your hopes, and I will never leave you." Those promises are as true today as they were centuries ago. God does not change. His love is eternal. His mercy has no end. Every morning He offers a new beginning. Every sunrise reminds us that His faithfulness continues. No mistake is greater than His mercy. No failure is beyond His forgiveness. No broken heart is beyond His healing. That is the hope of every believer. Saint Ignatius often reflected on God's presence throughout each day. He encouraged people to notice the quiet ways God works. Sometimes God works through joyful moments. Sometimes through unexpected conversations. Sometimes through answered prayers. Sometimes through waiting. Even waiting has purpose. Waiting teaches patience. Waiting teaches dependence. Waiting teaches us to look toward heaven. Many blessings arrive after seasons of waiting. The seed grows beneath the soil long before anyone sees it. In the same way, God is often working long before we recognize it. Never believe that silence means absence. God may be quiet, but He is never absent. He walks beside you now. He watches over your family. He knows every concern that fills your heart. He understands the questions you carry. He understands the disappointments you have faced. Nothing surprises Him. Nothing escapes His attention. His eyes are always upon his children. That truth brings peace. Imagine placing every burden into God's hands, one by one. Your worries, your regrets, your fears, your plans, your future, your loved ones, your health, your work, your finances, your unanswered prayers. Now imagine leaving them there, not picking them up again, not carrying them alone, simply trusting that the Lord is able, because He is. He has carried His people through every generation. He carried them through deserts. He carried them through storms. He carried them through uncertainty. He carries us today. His strength never grows weak. His wisdom never fails. His compassion never runs dry. Saint Ignatius reminds us that our greatest desire should always be God Himself, not merely His gifts, not merely His blessings, but His presence. Because when we have God's presence, we have everything we truly need. The world promises happiness. God offers peace. The world promises success. God offers peace. God offers purpose. The world promises comfort. God offers eternal hope. These gifts cannot be purchased. They cannot be earned. They are received through faith. Faith is not pretending that life has no problems. Faith is believing that God is greater than every problem. Faith says, I do not understand everything, but I know the one who does. Faith says, I cannot see tomorrow, but God already stands there. Faith says, my strength is limited, but His strength is endless. These simple truths can change an entire life. The prayer of surrender is not always easy. Sometimes we want control, we want certainty, we want immediate answers. But surrender teaches us to rest, to breathe, to trust, to wait. God has never asked us to carry the entire future. He asks us to trust Him today. Today is enough. This moment is enough. This prayer is enough. Every sincere prayer rises before the Lord. None are ignored. None are forgotten. Even when answers take time, God listens. God remembers. God responds according to His perfect wisdom. Sometimes His answer is yes. Sometimes His answer is no. Sometimes His answer is wait. Every answer comes from love, even when we do not understand. Saint Ignatius teaches us to seek God's will above our own. That prayer requires humility. It requires courage. It requires faith, because God's plans are often greater than the plans we create. Looking back, many people discover that God's direction was better than their own. Closed doors protected them. Delays prepared them. Unexpected changes strengthened them. Disappointments led them toward greater blessings. God sees the entire journey. We only see the next step. So we keep walking, one prayer at a time, one act of faith at a time, one day at a time. The Lord delights in faithful hearts. Not perfect hearts, faithful hearts. He knows that we will stumble. He knows that we will become tired. He knows that we will sometimes doubt. Yet He continues to welcome us back, again and again and again. That is mercy. That is grace. That is love beyond measure. No one is too far away to return to God. His invitation remains open. Come as you are. Come with joy. Come with tears. Come with questions. Come with gratitude. Come with hope. Simply come. He will receive you. He will strengthen you. He will comfort you. He will guide you. He will never abandon those who seek Him. The saints understood this. They did not become holy because life was easy. They became holy because they trusted God through every season. Saint Ignatius was no different. His life reminds us that surrender is not losing. It is gaining the peace that only Christ can give. Our lives. Fear begins to lose its power. Hope begins to grow. Love becomes stronger. Faith becomes deeper. And our hearts discover the quiet joy of walking each day in the presence of God.